Okay, welcome back, guys. So today is round one of tournament. So today I've decided to go with the Ares running the sniper build, which is not something I'd actually recommend. I prefer to run my my Panther as my sniper build, but yeah, that was what I decided to do today. Anyway, so we'll get into the games. Some of them are solo runs, and there is a squad run at the end, but. Yeah, we'll just see how this thing went. It didn't go too badly, so enjoy.
3, 2, 1, go. Let's get things started. Incoming fire.
So this map I found to be great for sniping. Now it's not just sniping you can do here, you can do a variety of other things, but I find it better for myself. Although, you know, my sniping isn't always on target either. I said a bit before about strafing, so strafing's moving left to right like I'm doing at the moment, but at the moment I'm just dancing to avoid being just a still target to be shot at. But yeah, strafing helps with targeting. It's half of your sniping. You'll see quite a few times when I don't strafe, I actually don't hit targets. So yeah. Here's another little tricky shot down here. Here we go. There's quite a few places you can snipe here. Some are really good and some aren't so great. So I don't find it's actually that great to snipe from the towers in the side. The top is good, but you're kind of vulnerable to javelins and that. And over here is fine because you can retreat back to cover underneath the platform. So that's how I basically run in this particular map.
Dominating. Well done. Smackdown. Well done. Incoming fire.
Okay, so you'll see there I don't quite do as much damage as I really need to. I really need to duplicate the Longarm 10 like I put on my little caption. But I'm not going to go and spend 8 coins on the blueprints to duplicate it. I'll wait. I'm going to be quite patient, especially as a free or low budget player. You don't want to be spending the 8 coins that you need to upgrade things to buy blueprints, because you're really just cutting your own nose off to spite your face. Just be patient and wait for the bits and pieces and you'll be fine.
Fire.
Here's a quick thing to point out. So sometimes you can get a first blood just by shooting through underneath here. So there's a few little spots like that through this map. It's quite a good maze, this map. So you've got a lot of little spots where you can pick targets off and they don't even know that you can hit them.
Killing spree. Well done, Ghost. Incoming fire. Well done. Double kill. Well done. Incoming fire. Humiliation. Well done. Incoming fire.
Okay, again, mentioning strafing. So sometimes strafing can be quite subtle and sometimes it can be quite involved. But as you've seen there, just some subtle little movements just to line up my crosshairs. So yeah, strafing is definitely, like I said, half of your aiming capabilities with, ooh, another nice shot, with sniping. And there we go, done and dusted. So that's the first round. It was one of my early rounds in tournament on Heat 1, and didn't do so badly. As I said, I like to snipe in this particular match, so yeah. Anyway, next round, let's go.
Get out of my way.
Okay, so sniping is definitely an acquired skill within the game, and if you're not regularly doing it, you kind of get a bit rusty. As you can see, I'm not as good as I should be. Oh, that was a nice sweet shot. Yeah, it's kind of like golf in a way, and yeah, I've played golf. Played a fair bit of golf in my life, and if you're not playing golf regularly, you don't perform as well as you should. And I think it's the same with sniping in this game. If you're not regularly sniping and you're keeping the skill honed, you kind of lose a little bit of your eye for targeting. So yeah, I really do hate it when AI steal kills. It happens all the time. So yeah, one of my recommendations is if you're going to run a sniping build, and you need to run a sniping build, I believe, you just need to regularly use it so you keep your eye in for how to snipe.
Incoming fire.
Right, so like I put in my little note there, Mockstar and I regularly come up against each other in tournament and in other games too. He actually does perform pretty well, so even though I've chucked out some cheeky little captions up on the screen, I'm actually not intentionally trying to take the piss out of him. Well, kind of am. It's kind of an Aussie way just to take the piss out of people. Well, I believe it is anyway. But anyway, yeah, he is actually not a bad little player to come up against, and actually, I've voiceovered this video the following day, so he beat me in tournament on the second heat. So yeah, little warning shot there to tell you know what, keep your distance, buddy. And we'll send these fellas after him. So sometimes the AI will actually do what you ask them to do, and sometimes they won't. I use it when I run a mortar build. If you would have seen it in my mortar video, where I targeted the AI and told the AI to go and kill it, just to try and save me from being killed. And it's the same with sniping. You don't really do a lot of damage up close, so you really need to keep everything at a distance. So we'll just... oh, here he goes again. He's having another crack. Come on. Dual sniping. Okay, so again, I'll use a little bit of a golf analogy. I do love to use analogies. But if you're a bit rattled, and it's the same for golf, you sort of don't play as well either, because you need to be calm. You don't swing well with a golf club when you're upset. The anger actually makes you worse. And if you're a bit rattled and a bit angry when you're sniping, it's the same. You don't really pay attention too well. So, yeah, that's why I'm not hitting targets there. It's a bit stressed out. Everything's too close.
First blood. Well done.
Alright, so I'll tag Mockstar again to send some AI after him for one of two reasons. it keeps him occupied, and then the second reason, he's not trying to shoot me while he's trying to shoot AI. Hopefully the AI go and annoy him and do what they're told. But it looks like I'm going to have to... Oh, there we go. So third round in tournament. If you get me to third round, that's when I will start targeting players actively. I have targeted Mockstar a couple of times. Oh, and we're targeting him again. Look, another sniper duel off. And we'll just dance here a little bit. Kind of make him think I'm coming out, coming in, coming out. Right, I'm waiting for that. Fence to drop. Here we go. Oh, I missed the shot. Oh, and he's doing the same to me. Look, he's dancing. Oh, one. Oh, missed the shot. And booyah! Oh, an angry face. Oh, yeah, you haven't done that to me before, mate. Sorry.
Dominating. Well done. Humiliation. Well done.
So another thing to point out too with sniping is you tend to relocate a little bit. Staying in the one spot makes you very vulnerable because then the players get to know where exactly you are, and then they will do things like drop mortars on you. Or they'll actively come after you. So relocating across the map really does help you to stay alive a bit. Oh, look, we just... Oh, didn't quite get him. Really need that second LA-10. But there we go, look at that. And Rockstar's actually done alright. He's got up there on the podium also, so he does actually go pretty hard against me, and I'm not really paying out on the bloke, but yeah, it's definitely fun when you do come against players that give you a little bit of a challenge. Oh, that's a player up there. Don't want to be shooting at him. So, like I said, I will let players just grind away at kills because my mentality on tournament is that it's not really tournament. It's just a grind for A coins, and 9 times out of 10, you're never in a tournament match against someone that's on your list. Okay, this guy's really starting to have a crack, so now I need to really aim at him. Yes, I can hit you through there. Alright, time to relocate. Let's back out a bit. So this is what I was saying about relocating before, and again, look, he's had another go and he's almost got me. So this is what I was saying about relocating, because if you stay in the same spot, you get targeted.
3, 2.
Oh, got one on the buzzer. There we go. Round 1 down. Alright, let's try and play his game, and I'm not too bad with a set of jabs, but it did teach me something here, right? He can't hit me there. I can't bend them around that side, but I do know that the other side of the boxes aren't quite as open, so we'll just wait a little bit. Oh, don't hit the box in front of you muppet. Alright, now I've got to wait another few seconds. Right, so, what do we got here? Around the side. Bang, bang. Don't sit there much longer, mate, because I'll the next volley's coming straight at you. Oh, it's chased him. Oh, I missed him with the second rocket. Oh, no, AI. That would have been good to just keep that little duel going on, but the AI has just sort of stopped me, so. Oh, well. Maybe he does the tactic that I do and sends the AI after me. Nice! I do appreciate seeing that though, the thumbs up. So I try to do it a lot when I get outplayed. But I do tend to see a lot of players that just give you the angry face just because you've killed them. It is a battle game, so, you know, the aim is to kill the red team, not just, you know, you should be right, mate. Hey, got him on the buzzer. And that's down. Look at that. And for all his efforts with his jabs and the skills that he's running, he's actually placed on the top of the podium. So nice work. I can't pronounce the name, so I'm just going to say nice work. So this round is with one of my clan members and just a random player that added me as a friend on in the game. So both of them have actually run pretty good, and they use the comms quite well. Babble's very good with helping, so let's see how we go with this. I'll try and focus on both players, rather than just myself.
First blood. Double kill. Well done.
Here's a nice thing to point out. So Dejin, for being a lower ranked player than myself, is actually quite good at using the HUD and asking for help and tagging targets like I've just done there. So that's our mortar on the enemy side. He's already mortared me once, but they don't seem very strong, and I will point that out a couple of times. I have got a little tactic with the Aries later on to try and avoid mortars. It doesn't really work on maxed out ones, but it does work on mortars at your level. Okay, so I thought my mortar tactic was later on in the video, but it's actually in the first round. So he's launched a mortar at me, basically turn towards where you were targeted at and walk backwards away from it. It works with the Aries. It's probably not going to work with a maxed out one because the spread is crazy, but his spread probably isn't so crazy. One thing to point out with mortars is you really don't want to be visible. I'm not sure that sitting over there was his best place to sit a mortar build. I know I wouldn't sit there with a mortar build on this map, but I don't really use mortars here. It's not overly favourable. It's much better for sniping here than mortaring. I don't do well if I use mortars on this map.
Unstoppable.
So the reason why I pointed out alternate fire there was basically because I've used it a few times, basically on the tank mechs with the shields, Aries and Juggernaut. Just each round sort of tends to do damage to the shield. Like with jabs, if you fire both jabs into the shield, they kind of get absorbed. Whereas if you fire both long arms separately, one seems to do the damage to the shield and then the other one gets through to the armor. Of course, once you've already set off that tactic, unless you stop for a couple of seconds, they keep firing alternatively. Okay, so you'll notice up in the right-hand top corner, both Babel and Dejin are doing damage and killing stuff as well. So they're doing their job down on the ground while I'm sitting up here sniping. Okay, Dejin's asked for help there again, and I think it's from this guy over here, so I'll chuck a couple of rounds in that'll soften him up, and then I'll tag him, and we'll see where we go from here. We'll just sit and watch. I'll zoom in up on Dejin here, because she's going to go in there and she's going to take him out. Look at this. I'll give her a bit of an assist, and there's another kill for the little player. Oh, look at that. And I didn't even know that guy was a player until he gave me a thumbs up at the end of the round. And there we go. All done and dusted. Yes, I'm on the top of the podium. I was sniping, and Babel has got second and third. So Babel is a very good player to have in squads as well. Just on the topic with squatting, especially through tournament, but in any of the gameplay, the AI do seem to be programmed to target human players and kill on sight. So if you're a solo player going into a battle and it's only AI, as soon as you step out, you are the big red target, and they ignore any blue AI and they just target you. If you go in with a team, and I've said this plenty of times before, the AI are a little bit more confused and they don't know who to target. So it takes a bit of heat off you, and you can also rely on those players a bit better, like I've done with both Babel and Dejin in this particular match. The guys I went up against as well, Mockstar and the guy I can't pronounce his name, both of them played very well. So both of them had me on my toes a couple of times. So yeah, I would like to give a shout out to those guys as well. It's always good to come up against human players that are challenging, but are also at your same level, not someone that's a 6k player trying seal clubbing a 3k player. Anyway guys, I hope you really enjoyed this video. It was just to show you some sniper work on Ares. Not really what I would suggest to run. I prefer to run my Panther, but yeah, you can do this as well with Ares. Anyway guys, thank you very much, and I will see you next time.